Allergy season is here and all signs are pointing towards a vicious spring for sufferers.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling it already. So is there anything you can do? Is there a cure to this? Well, new this morning, John Shumway is back with some answers. And John, we want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, there is a cure actually for many people. We'll get to that in a moment. Today's rain is a relief after yesterday's pollen alert. It can absolutely make you miserable. And yes, there is something you can do about it. And yes, there is a cure for many.
Oh, the wonder of spring. Oh, the misery of spring. Let's start with warding off the problem. Pandemic studies show that you might want to hold on to your COVID mask.
It did show that wearing a mask can help decrease how much exposure you have to pollen outside.
But AHN allergist Dr. Russell Traster says it won't help with your itchy, watery eyes.
There's anti-itch allergy eye drops that you can use. And get several of them are available over the counter.
With a third of the population suffering, there's an abundant industry over the counter waiting to help.
So a steroid spray for your nose, that's something like Flonase or Nasacort. And then an antihistamine like Zyrtec, Allegra, or Claritin.
You should know that those don't work for everyone.
It's usually the people that are taking those medicines that have persistent symptoms despite that we end up seeing.
The doctors can test you.
And then once we get those results, we could treat them with allergy shots. And that's something that it's a way to not only just treat their symptoms, but it's a way to potentially cure their allergies over time.
Yeah, and Dr. Traster says those shots actually work for about 80% of the patients. So it might be worth checking it out to end your suffering.
So is that worth doing? I mean, like, let's say you're taking over-the-counter stuff and it's giving you relief from the symptoms at least.
Yeah, the key is it's giving you relief because the medications only treat the symptoms. They are not the cure. The shot's the only way. And by the way, one other thing on the mask, if you wear masks to protect yourself from pollen, be careful when you're taking them off that you don't get pollen on your hands. And
into the mask, putting the mask back on.
Exactly. It makes the problem worse. So you got to be careful.
Makes sense.
Oh.
All right.
Pollen gets us every time. Thank you, John.
Sure.